Hey guys, Paragon here, and welcome to the first part of my How to Crucible series. In this video, we're going to go through how to carry. Now, if you're like me and you play Crucible solo a lot, you would probably understand the frustration of getting a team that isn't quite at the skill level you wanted them to be at to support you or help you in that match. So we're going to go through 5 key points on how to maximize your chances of carrying your team in a game. So, first one, keep deaths to a minimal. This is very important. You need to win your engagements. Your one-on-one gunfights, you need to have at least a 70 to 80% win rate with those gunfights. Why? If you're dying 50% of the time, say for example, you get 30 kills, that's a good amount of kills for a 6v6 game, but you died 15, 20 times, that means a lot of those kills were not unanswered. You want unanswered kills where you can get 2, 3, 4 kill streaks and making sure that you're feeding your super and not giving the enemies their super. Because supers play a huge part in how the flow of a match goes. So making sure that you're winning those engagements is very, very important. If you get in a gunfight and it's not good for you, you've got a shotgunner pushing you very hard and you're a sniper, don't try and sit there and try and fight him, run away. Try to pick your engagements so that you can actually win the engagement. Running away is not a cowardly move, or it's not something that's for the pussies who just want to back out and go hide in the corner. It's playing smart, it's being intelligent, it's making sure that you're not giving the enemy team free kills, or you're not going to give them any advantage they can possibly get. Because trading kills does not help you carry. If you're trading kills, you do not get a net gain for your team, even though you may be the best player on the map with the best gun skills. If you're trading kills all the time, you're giving the enemy team as much super energy as what you're getting back from them. So there is no advancement in you moving forward to help carry that team. The longer you are alive, the more impact you have on the outcome of the game. So this is assuming that you are one of the better players on that match. So if you're one of the better players, the longer you are alive, the more impact you can have. So like I said, staying alive is very important. If you're dying, you are not going to be getting the kills you need, or you're not going to keep the enemy's points down because you are trading points with them. You also have no impact on the game when you're sitting on this respawn screen waiting to hit square. You are going to have no impact on the game at that point. So point 2, play the objective. Now, this doesn't mean you have to run in and pick up the spark every single time you're alive. It doesn't mean run to the flag that the enemy team has and try and cap it every single time. Yes, that is playing the objective, but that is not playing the objective smart. So play the objectives smart. Think about what you're doing. If you run in and pick up that spark and there's 6 enemies standing there in the same zone, guess what's going to happen? You're going to get shot, you will die, and you just gave them points that they didn't need to get. If your team already has 2 flags on control, there is no need to push the 3rd flag and initiate a spawn flip. If you have a better spawn or good control of the map, there is no need to push that 3rd flag. Make sure you play the objectives smart. It does not mean recklessly run in and try to take objectives all the time and then scream at your teammates for not playing the objective. You need to be smart about how you position yourself around objective points. So, making sure that you control objective areas is probably the most important thing. You'll see me in this game, I spend most of the time in this middle area controlling the spark, making sure that I can either A, kill the enemy team before they get the spark and provide my team an opportunity to pull it, or B, kill the spark carrier as soon as possible. So making sure that you play the objective smart and correct is very important. Think of skirmish or salvage. Most of the game modes, even though they have an objective in them, are about getting kills. The more kills you have, the more points your team is getting, and you're going to help your team out big time. So if you can control the objective, make sure you're getting those kills, you're going to be a huge asset for your team. As you can see just then, that guy picked up the spark. Yes, technically he was playing the objective, but he ran straight at our team by himself and just got mowed down by a firewall for nothing. He got some distance points for his team, but that's all he got. He gave us super energy and a kill, and now we can push back to the spark zone with 1 less player on the enemy team. Make sure if you're pulling the spark or playing those objective modes, try to make sure there's people around you. If you're going to pick up that spark, don't just pick it up by yourself and run straight at the enemy team. Try to pick it up, and if there's no one around, retreat back, let your teammates be a meat shield. Perfectly fine. If you're going to be carrying that spark, you want your teammates in front of you, clearing a path for you. Point number 3, support your teammates. Now this is very, very important that you support your teammates. Now that doesn't mean that you have to get assists on every kill and make sure that they get the kills. What this means is you need to go in with a game plan and adjust that game plan based on the skill of your teammates. So when I go in to a 6v6 rift and I'm by myself in that queue, my game plan straight away is to not pick up that spark at all. Why? Because if I know for in this match currently, I'm one of the better skilled players on the map. I have better positioning and better gun skills than most of the players on this map. So for me, picking up the spark would not be a good idea because number one, I don't trust my teammates. I'm going to jump in, pick up that spark, and they're probably going to let me run up by myself and not protect me. That doesn't help anyone. If I pick up that spark and I die, that's useless. And again, for me being one of the better players on this map, I have a much bigger impact if I'm alive. So for me, I'm focusing on controlling that spark and making opportunities for my teammates to carry the spark into the rift. So I don't actually get the highest score in this game. There's one other player who beats me in score because every time he's got that spark, I'm with him, I'm protecting him and clearing a path. When he gets the captures, he's getting a ton of points for that. That's boosting his super. That's boosting his morale. That's now supporting my teammate, making him feel like he's a boss, which is what I need to do. As you can see right here, I'm going to go through ahead of our spark carrier and clear a path for him. He has no contest right now. There is nothing competing with him, no one trying to kill him, no one pressuring him because I, as the support for him, cleared all that and gave him a free opportunity to get that cap. Now this is going to be very, very important in all game types. If you think of something like elimination, supporting your teammates doesn't mean that you run in and get the revive straight away. Because if your teammate gets revive sniped, that's not beneficial for you or your team because now his revive time is longer and the guy who got that snipe now has more super energy and it's just making it harder for your team. Be smart about how you play with your teammates. Adjust your play style to help them. Think of playing the engagements in a smart way. Pick your fights. Don't just run in and go, cool, there's enemies, I'm going to go and shoot. Have a think about, alright, my teammates are pushing through mid, there's 5 of them there. I probably don't need to jump in and create a big zerg of 6 men running down the middle, or women, not to be sexist at all, but 6 players running down the middle of that map. We probably don't need that. The smarter thing for me to do would then be to flank, because all of the attention will be on that Zerg group, and if I'm cutting in from the side, you'll see there's a couple of plays that I make later on in this video where I flank the enemy as they're coming in to push into our rift, and it completely annihilates them. I kill the spark carrier and 2 of the guys that were pushing the rift with him. Why? They weren't expecting that flank. They were focusing on the bulk of my teammates that were further back in our rift. So making sure you use your teammates in a smart way, support your teammates in a smart way is very, very effective. Last for supporting your teammates is do not blame your team. Don't blame your team. This does not help anyone. This is just going to feed your God complex and help you rage even more. Always analyze yourself if a mistake is made. Whenever you die, whenever a teammate makes a play wrong, think of how could I have helped him? How could I have made that play better? Could I have provided crossfire? Could I have gotten a snipe on the guy that killed him? Could I have pushed him with a shotgun? Whatever you need to think about, don't blame your teammates because this doesn't help them and this doesn't help you. Point number 4, control the map. Now this is huge. I'm not going to go too in depth with map control. I'm going to cover that in another video, but understand the flow of the map, choke points, and how to control them. How to force enemies out of them, how to force enemies into them, how to maximize your position to get those choke points and use them to your advantage. Very, very important. If you're a defensive player, don't camp, but understand how you can control specific areas. So camping doesn't help anyone, because if you're in the same spot every time, the enemy knows where you are and they will adjust. Don't underestimate your enemy. Even if they're players that you feel are worse than you, chances are they're going to figure out what you're doing pretty quick and they are going to counter that. So don't underestimate your enemy. If you are an aggressive player that likes to rush and push with a shotgun, then make sure that your rush and your push is at a strong point. Don't rush an area of the map that has no presence, an area of the map that no enemies go to. Think about choke points. If you think about this map Pantheon, I've spent most of the time in the middle of this map. Number one, because that's where the spark spawns and that's where all the enemies are going to be. People are going to run to that area just because the spark spawns there. The other two places I'm going to are to the waterfall to get a snipe or to the cliff to control the heavy. You'll notice I don't really run too many other places on this map unless we get the spark and I need to push up to their rift. Why? Because with my playstyle, I'm currently playing more defensive than aggressive. Now, I'm not camping, but I'm making sure I'm controlling that spark zone so that my teammates can get that spark and move forward, or to prevent the enemy team. So if I was playing more aggressive on this map, I would be running a shotgun and I would be standing further up opposite to where I was trying to snipe the enemies and pushing through there, stopping them from being able to get into that middle section with the spark. So whichever playstyle you have, neither is better than the other. You just have to understand how to maximize your playstyle's effectiveness on a map. Again, you can see I'm trying to use my angles, I'm trying to use my position to play defensive and control zones. If I was playing with a shotgun and rushing, I would be pushing further up and ensuring that the enemies don't get down to that zone. Whereas if I'm playing defensive, I'm killing them as they enter that zone from a distance. So don't camp, but make sure you control the map in a strong manner to suit your playstyle. Last thing, always get heavy ammo and make sure your teammates can get it as well. Heavy ammo, super valuable thing. If you're not picking up that heavy, your teammates are going to have a very hard time trying to keep up. If you have teammates that you feel are not that great, if they get heavy ammo, that's more firepower for them. They're going to get more kills. Last point, guys, keep cool and calm. Not every game is winnable, but look for opportunities to make a comeback and avoid tilt at all costs. Tilt is something I will cover later on in another video, but thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe, and be sure to tune in for more Destiny guides, tips, and tricks. See ya!